Is pain holding you back? Bowen Therapy with Panacea Healing can change that for you. It's never too late to recharge your health, career, or purpose. You have the power within yourself to change what no longer serves you, taking your life and health to another level. panaceahealing.com.au. You can do anything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the One Thing on Edge Radio Australia. And welcome to my co-hosts.
Have you got a speech? Hey, what's going on there?
Speech impediment.
So nice to be back. I know. So Lisa and Aaron, we had a little bit of a week off.
Very strange.
It was weird, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah. We're just not used to that.
No, we're not.
We actually do like each other's company, believe it or not. Even if
You can't prove that.
Even if we take the mickey out of each other, right?
But we do that so much more off air than on.
I know.
Very, very true. I think we're pretty much the same people, let's be frank. But great to have people on board. Fantastic to jump on all different platforms and formats and all that kind of thing. But we have a very special guest, and who would like to do the introduction
Well,
first?
I'm going to do the introduction
because you hogging everything today.
Although Lisa has probably known Elvira a little bit longer, Elvira and I have also formed a really special friendship over the last few years, given the circumstances that we were all part of.
Yep.
And I just want to say, I mean, I've got it all written here. I can read it off the page, but she is one of the most heartwarming, endearing, and beautiful people I know. If there's anything you actually need, Elvira is there 100% of the time. She's a phone call away if you need her, and she's just a beautiful person. Apart from that, she's also a very big entrepreneur, and she's passionate about health and wellness. And she's going to be talking about her special pitch. Oh, did I say that right with the accent? Pitch today.
I think you're taking the
again. Pitch. Or was it a speech? It was a speech impediment. It definitely was.
It's a pitch.
Okay, can I have a tissue over here?
That's okay. Lisa, did you want to add anything to that? I think.
Oh, I'm just so happy. And I still remember the day we met, Elvira. Do you remember it?
I can't forget it. At Noel and John's place.
Yes. So it was a mini home expo, and it was a couple of years ago, and you were invited by 𝐈𝐍𝐍𝐬 Jameson, and Heidi said she would be watching, so hopefully she's watching live, but if she's not, she'll come on later. She said to give you a big hug.
Heidi.
Of course you can.
Hi,
Heidi, hi. Heidi. And you came in, and it was at that time where we weren't allowed out in mainstream society because we didn't have a passport and we were unjabbed. We didn't conform. So we had our own very little very, saying that all about the front now, mini home expo where everybody set up their own businesses. And you and I sat on the couch and we talked and talked and talked and talked.
Who talked though?
And I've since realised that that's one of your specialties, which I absolutely love about you.
I believe the term that was used was she can talk underwater. That's what I heard. Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
And we're not letting her get a word in edgewise at the moment.
Well, we're just drawing breath while we can. But I remember you talking about these LifeWave patches at actually it was at your business banter that you held.
That's right.
And you were so excited. And it's energy medicine, isn't it?
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you all. And honestly, with friends like these, who needs that's all I'm going to say.
I'm just going to Elvira, upgrade. See it.
Aaron, that's why, that's why I think you're my mate now.
You are. Okay, that's how it works.
That's it. But thank you for having me on.
Our pleasure.
And, of course, Lisa and Leanne both know how passionate I am about the patches. And I think the reason for me is that I was very fortunate to be able to be watching a podcast with a truther guy at the time. Sorry. A truther guy at the time, telling the truth. That's why I'm like literally getting a little frog in my throat. And I watched these two people from LifeWave, Dr. John Harmon and Cheryl Diamond Murray, who are both my uplines now, talking about these amazing patches.
Okay.
Now, this was pretty much in June of 2022. And I kind of thought, this is just too good to be true. I've tried so many alternative things
Right.
and nothing.
So can I
kind of,
ask?
Yeah.
So you've tried so many things. Let's just dig a little bit deeper. Why had you been trying so many things? Were you in pain?
do you know the thing?
Oh, we're not
is-
allowed to say
no,
the word
no.
pain, are we?
Severe discomfort.
Were you in
Lisa?
severe discomfort?
Severe
This sounds like
discomfort.
constipation, doesn't it?
Does it? That's a bit.
Were you really, really, really ugly sore?
Yes, yes,
You were
Leanne.
ugly sore.
I was ugly sore.
Okay.
I was ugly
Did
sore.
you
And-
just make that up, Leah?
Yeah, I did. I don't know where that came from.
and
No, you can tell.
I think we're going to coin that. We're going to phrase
yeah,
that.
that's it. Ugly sore. I was
Okay.
ugly sore. And I think the thing is that when people look at you
Mm.
and you look a certain way and you're not walking half dead, then they think, oh, no, she's fine. But they can't see internally.
Inside.
So really
And that's
good.
what I mean. It's like, you know, when you ugly laugh, you know, like, and you laugh so hard and
Yeah.
you're so happy, but you just, it's just
I
really
don't
ugly
do
laugh.
any other type of laughing than ugly laughing.
Well, I think we're all in the same boat. We're all a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Have you seen Aaron? Anyway.
Wow.
Yeah, gee.
Well, Aaron, I'm with you. I've got your back.
I appreciate that. I needed support. I really
Yeah,
do. Yeah,
I know.
yeah, on every level.
Gosh, we're both
mainly
going to have
emotional.
broad shoulders today.
They are quite wide. It's okay. It's
So you were ugly sore.
Yeah, I was ugly sore.
Describe the
I'm gonna actually describe
the ugly sore to
a couple
us.
of very ugly sores that I had. Excuse me, that really sounds weird.
Yeah, it does.
It's just going south.
Oh, look, yeah.
This is going south. But why am I not surprised? Okay, I'm just going to say that.
But it is so crazy. We're having to use this crazy, silly language because of regulations.
Yes,
Oh,
that's
that-
correct.
we can't talk about the
Oh.
truth now, really,
Oh, really?
unless someone's getting paid. That's
Yeah.
what it's all about.
Oh,
Like,
my
you know,
goodness. Is that right? Is
yeah.
that why you cannot say
Yeah.
We
that?
can't say
P word.
yes.
Okay, use the
yes.
P word. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because
You're
if
not
we were
allowed to.
promoting a pharmaceutical, it'd be fine.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
of course.
Yes, yeah.
So it's
So
not-
we don't treat,
I allowed to
diagnose,
say-
or cure.
That's right. Well, none of us do. And I'm going to make that very clear with
Okay.
the LifeWave patches.
Okay.
We don't treat or cure or diagnose.
Okay,
We're there to really facilitate healing
right.
through a light wave therapy.
Okay.
What's a light wave therapy? What is it? What is
well,
that?
Our bodies are made from infrared. Well, they're not made from infrared, but we've got infrared in our bodies.
Okay.
So the minute the actual patch goes on your body, it activates and elevates a peptide, the X39, in
Sure.
your body called GHK copper peptide. And it stimulates your own body
Yep.
to facilitate the healing process.
Okay.
That's really what it is.
So before you found these patches, Elvira, what was going on in your body?
So I had a condition called inflammatory arthritis, but I didn't only have that. I had osteoporosis.
Right.
I had a full lactose intolerance. I had a full gluten intolerance. And I actually had about 15 different conditions. I kid you not. But those 4 were probably the worst. I've broken multiple bones in my body over the years. I've really not been well.
Right.
And I've tried
It's
a
like
lot.
a silent. It's like a silent illness, isn't it?
It
Because I'm the same. I have some itis conditions, and it's like people can't see it.
They can't see it.
You know, you're not missing a leg. You're not broken an
Mhm.
arm. You know, anything like that. So they can't see it, so they don't acknowledge it, and you just go about your day to day life, and you just put up with it.
Exactly.
That's where you were at.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then your new normal is that horrible feeling that you actually feel in your body. That new normal. But it's not. And you just keep on saying, you know, and you've forgotten how you felt 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you brought up that point because I actually have been having this recently myself, right? Where I've been basically waking up in pain for 20 odd years, okay, with injuries and things that from, you know, living life pretty hard back in the day and having a lot of fun, you know, I take responsibility for it, but I'm really paying the price now. And I was just thinking the other day as I struggled to get out of bed with severe back pain, I thought, I can't remember when this wasn't part of me. Do you know what I mean? I can't remember when I used to just just jump out of bed and off I'd
Have
go.
you thought about just going to bed standing up?
There was never.
I could give that a go. I could go Hannibal Lecter style. Why not? Right? Okay.
It's you know,
Hello, please.
Just call
Look
me
where
the
we go.
solutions person.
Aaron,
Couple of times.
you've got to get with the program.
Yeah, I am.
You've
That's
got
what
to
I'm
kind
here
of
for.
know how to just sleep and stand.
Yeah. Well, I used to have horses back in the day. They could do it. Why can't this come in there?
It is interesting how we definitely us two, it was never about prevention of anything. Was it?
Never. No way.
We were a little bit, wild. And then it was never about holistic health, well-being, any of that. It was about party hard, see where you went,
What were they? Winfield Blue?
They were Winnie Reds, Lisa.
Oh, yeah.
She would have been a Winnie Red girl.
No,
I
she's
can see that.
hardcore with the Reds.
Yeah.
You can stick the Alpine up, where.
My friend used to smoke menthol purely and simply because she used to take the train and she was so sick of her cigarettes being bummed by people. She moved to menthols. No one ever took one again.
no.
I know,
Did you
you're
say
right.
Well, I was a menthol
Or
girl.
menthol? Menthol.
Not meth.
But you already know
No
that.
meth, no. Oh, I don't know. She never told me that. But there we go. Could have had a whole
Did
different
you
hobby. I
smoke,
don't know.
Aaron? I can't remember.
Never.
No.
Well, one night
That's
of my
right.
life. One night.
Because we did a whole episode.
Yeah, one night of my
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
Well, you know what, Aaron? I have so many different patches to
Really?
sort you out.
I'll go,
There's a
maybe you
patch
could just
for
stick them all
everything.
over me, basically.
I
That might be
could
the
always show a photograph of what my leg is.
But it's interesting though. A friend of mine actually is using the same product. I actually know that.
Is that Martin?
No. Martin and I are not friends.
Oh,
But there you go.
Okay.
But if it's the one that we're probably suggesting,
Yes.
no, and I'm pretty loving to most people. But there you go. The
Hang on, worms?
no,
Got it.
Yeah.
No, the only reason
I
I said
Stephen.
that
Yeah, sorry, go on.
because I knew that he was involved.
Right, there you go.
And I've
Oh,
never
look.
met him. I've never met him.
Anybody who brings like wellness to others, it's fantastic. So I'm very positive on that. No, it was actually my friend Stephen. So he uses them, and he sort of highly recommended them as well. And and I gave him a bit of a go. So there you go.
You
I didn't
did?
tell you that. I snuck that in.
You did.
I
Which
did.
ones did you give a go?
I have one in the packet.
Wow. Did it look like that?
I reckon it did actually. I think it was 39.
You think it was the 39?
Mm.
So you gave it a go for a good jolly old 15 days. And then you decided, these things are not working.
Oh, that's not true. I gave it 2
What?
days.
2 days. Oh, my word.
No, I did actually think it was all right. But then I lost the packet.
And how long did it take you to get into that state, Aaron?
What,
And
to-
how many
to
years?
weeks?
to
How
do the
many years?
damage?
Yeah.
Look, I worked hard for a good 40 years to
Yeah.
create that damage.
There you go.
Exactly. I want it fixed in 2 days.
Do you know how LifeWave's patches actually work?
No,
For
I don't.
every decade that you've lived,
Mhm.
you should take it for at least a month. So if you're
Well, that's
60,
good.
you should take it for at least 6 months
That's not
Right.
much.
Okay.
before
Did
it's
you
going
say
to...
I'm 60?
No,
Jeez.
I never said that. No, I can
Close.
see that you're only 40.
That's an
Aaron, I
example.
can see you're only 40. Come on.
Mwah. Thank you so much for that. Your lie is really
All
very
right,
much
so
appreciated.
we're really going off
70.
tangent here.
Mm.
Surprise, surprise.
That's what we do.
So you were desperately looking for something because
it's-
you had a lot of discomfort, and then you
I
heard
watched
these
this.
being spoken about,
Yes.
and you're like, "Oh my goodness, that cannot be that good." But it was a money back guarantee, I'm guessing.
It
So
was a
you
money
gave it a
back.
go.
Yeah, it was a money back guarantee, and Stephen actually spoke me into it,
And who is Stephen?
my husband.
Okay.
So he
He's
said,
behind the scenes.
listen, what have you got to lose? Just take, actually, funnily enough, he said 1 month's supply at the time. But remember, at that stage, I knew little of
So
how
that's
it
great
actually
that you've got a supportive
works.
husband.
Very,
Yeah.
very. And so the very first, I decided, okay, I was going to get this one, which is the flagship patch, the
Okay.
X39.
What does it do?
The X39 is the only, it's the one patch that David Schmidt, our founder and owner, CEO of LifeWave, he worked for 10 years on this particular patch, from 8 to 18, and he brought it to the market in January of 19, and it elevates and activates your existing stem cells that are laying dormant.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but by the age of 35, you've lost 50% of, or they're laying dormant, your stem
Right.
cells.
Okay.
Okay.
But by the age of 65, there's 90.
So what is a
90%.
stem
Wow.
cell?
Stem cell it's what all our cells in our body what makes us operate. And if our cells are not working optimally, the mitochondria, if it's not working properly in our body, and just with age and everything that happens, your stem cells obviously die. But this beautiful little patch upregulates and stimulates and activates it, and then regenerates it. Now, you are only supposed to put one of these patches on for 12 hours.
Okay.
And then if you've got a pet, you can actually put it on the pet for the other 12 and then throw it away.
All right. So then let's talk to the skeptics here.
Okay.
How on earth can that work? Like, you're telling me that I put a little dot on my neck and it's going to affect the way that I feel.
I'll explain to you how it actually works.
Okay.
So each little patch has got a little crystal lattice.
Right.
And he's got 10.
I feel like I've got a card
Okay.
game. Hang on.
Pick one. Pick one. And that's the one that's going to probably be good for you. I'm joking. I'm not doing
Five of clubs. Look at that. Away we go.
I'm not doing the angel cards today.
Right.
But with the 𝐊𝐿39s, what it actually does is, because in your body, Lisa, your body, we've got infrared in our body, and the peptide, it activates a peptide, in your body. And that once every single one of these patches, like this, is 𝐊𝐶U copper peptide.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of people watching this that don't understand that language.
Do the basic,
The
like
basic.
So pretend
dumb it down.
Dumb it
I don't
down.
know
Okay.
anything about peptides.
Okay.
I don't know
Pretend you're
anything about.
talking
All right.
to a 5-year-old.
What it's going to do is, if your stem cells have been laying dormant in your body,
Which they have been.
yes,
Lazy
of course,
bastards.
especially going into your late 50s, early 60s,
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
this is going to stimulate. It's going to stimulate it. It's light therapy.
Okay.
And he's putting light into the actual patch, and it's upgrading your body. And I know that it's people will think it's a tall story, and how does this work? And you're saying dumb it down. The only way I can explain it to you is that, for me, and I'm going to say this, it did take my lactose intolerance away.
Wow.
It completely took my inflammatory arthritis away. I do not have these conditions. I don't even have osteoporosis anymore.
Whoa, that's
My
a big one.
Osteoporosis went back to osteopenia.
Okay.
And the doctor even said to me when he saw my results, what is going on here? And when I try to explain this to him, and I try to say, bring it in, because in America, there are tons of doctors, medical doctors that are on board, from cardiologists, you name it, to every kind of practitioner there. But yet here in good old sunny Australia,
Especially
apparently the
Way to
TGA will
Wildcats.
close them down. This is what they...
It's true.
He told me
It is
that.
true.
Yes, it
He
will.
actually told me that.
It will.
So he knows that this is good, because he understands the premise of, because he's a doctor, on how it works with the stem cells and all of that. Dumbing it down for your people. It is a new
For our people.
For our people. It's a new technology. And the problem is, everybody's looking for a quick fix in a pill.
Of course.
That's true.
That's what they do.
All they're doing is masking a symptom. They're
that's
not
it.
actually.
Thank you,
They're
Leanne.
not actually going to the root cause.
Absolutely. They're not looking at the root cause. And I'm really sorry that we couldn't have actually had Dr. John Harmon and Cheryl Diamond Murray on today, because they wanted to join us.
All right.
But in the States, it's probably about 3 a.m. in the
We've
morning.
got tech. We can bring them in. We can make it work.
But they wanted to sleep.
But I
How
think
rude. Come on, honestly.
Come on, John. Come on,
And you know what
Cheryl.
the funny thing is, though? I mean, the fact is, Edge is very, very popular in America. A lot of people.
Really?
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Wonderful.
So 45% of our audience is actually American these days.
Really?
Yeah,
That is
so
phenomenal.
Very big thing. So, yeah, look, if they do want to schedule something, we can actually organise it
Oh, that's
at an
fantastic.
hour that might work better.
I think that would be brilliant.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because, for our people, we want to just speak on a more normal level, which is my level. Okay, I'm being serious. But on a doctor's level, Dr. John Harmon could explain this from a technical point of view.
Sure.
A more technical point of view.
Yeah.
And he would do it beautifully.
But to be honest, I don't want the technical point of view.
you don't.
we don't.
I just want to know, will it make me feel better?
Yes,
Because
it
That's
will.
all I
At the
need to
end
know.
of the day,
100%.
Yeah.
You do have to drink water with this.
Okay.
You need to have
Anything
at least
like
8
this.
to 10 glasses of water, because it's detoxing your body.
Gotcha.
It's detoxing you. And it, like Leanne said just now.
It's the same with Bowen. It's the same with any therapy.
Exactly.
Any holistic therapy that you do, Sia, Bowen, patches, whatever it is, we need to drink water.
Water is the key.
We need
But
to.
there's a key to the drinking of the water, and I just want to
Yes.
pump in there,
Yes.
is we are drinking filtered water with everything stripped.
Okay.
Everything
Okay,
stripped.
all the bad things, all the
Yep.
good things. So on a cellular level, we actually need sodium on the outside and potassium on the inside for the cell to hydrate. So what I have learnt in my cellular health journey is that in a litre bottle of water, by adding a pinch of pure sea salt
Mhm.
and
Celtic sea salt.
Celtic or pure
Yeah.
sea salt, and no more than 10 drops of lemon, otherwise the body thinks it's a food source, that hydrates you
And it
better
gets into
than
the cell.
any
That's right.
hydration.
That's right.
There is no
that you can
question
do.
that you
That's
feel
right.
more hydrated when you do that.
Yeah,
No question.
yeah.
It's completely different to normal water. It's one of those things, and I think it's habit. Obviously,
Yeah.
if you get in the habit, make it and do some fresh
Yeah.
squeeze the
Well,
way you
just
go. Yeah.
chuck it in a few bottles and put them in the fridge.
We-
Do it at night, and then in the morning you just grab your bottles, go to work, and it's done.
And if you think
Would that
that's
have
good,
to be in glass?
yeah, I always do
Mm.
glass myself. I don't like plastic.
I don't do plastic.
Even if they say, it's PV what
Oh,
free and all of
BPA
this.
free,
Oh,
I'm
no.
okay with. But those
I
plastic,
still get.
if they're sitting in
no,
a
I
bottle
get it.
in a shop for how long?
Well,
Yeah,
they're
no.
proven that most of those bottles, if they're left out in heat, there's links to cancers in women.
Mm.
Right?
Exactly.
Like, I mean, this has been scientifically proven. Not that,
Mm.
and I say that with a bit of tongue in cheek, because how much did that
yes.
science cost? It depends who
Because
actually
they
But
fund it, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it does seem to
Exactly.
be prevalent for them to be talking about cancer in women. You leave a water bottle in the car. Yeah, that's a concern. Apparently, it doesn't affect men, but it's an issue. for women.
Well, now that you're speaking about water,
Yeah.
I must tell you that LifeWave is bringing out like a water system, and it is absolutely phenomenal because it's nothing like all the different systems, Kangen, all the different,
Reverse osmosis.
all of them. It's nothing like that.
Does
This-
it have barley and hops in it? Like
Yeah, just for you, Aaron.
Vodka?
Just, oh yeah, I can see that vodka, Leanne. But no, this is again. He's infusing light.
right.
He's taking the H and the O, and he's in the H2O, but he's taking the H and the O, and then he's infusing light, and he's putting it back in. And it's a new technology. So David Schmidt's actually got 15 patents
Right.
on just the water system. And the water system is phenomenal because you only need a glass of about 300 mils
Mhm.
a day. And what it does is that when you drink it, it actually helps all your organs in your body and everything.
Right.
And then it works even better if you're actually taking the patches. But even if you weren't taking the patches, it still is regenerating and doing stuff in your body.
I'll
It's
say this.
incredible.
When I tried the patches, and I joked about it, but yeah, I didn't do it for long enough. And
2 days,
Yeah, I did,
Aaron.
yeah. Well, then I lost it. I lost
You
the
lost
packet.
the packet.
I lost it. It's somewhere safe.
99.95 USD. You lost it.
Oh,
Oi.
made me feel worse now because it was a gift. Oh,
It was a
thank you.
gift. It was
And
a
that,
gift.
and that is exactly the problem because you didn't put value on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I didn't
You
know.
didn't,
I didn't
yeah.
know. And
But that's been my experience with any
Yes,
products
you
that
are
I've
so
been
right.
involved in. If people don't pay for them, they don't value,
Value them.
it's a
They've
great
got, to,
point.
they've got to go through that process
Yeah, yeah,
themselves and
No,
commit
well,
time.
but I tried it and I did have a positive experience. All jokes aside, I really
Yes.
did. And I didn't increase my water. I'm terrible on the waterfront.
You got it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Or maybe I wasn't listening. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I still did feel a benefit. I really genuinely
And that
did.
was 2 days.
Yeah.
Can
and then,
you imagine how
Yeah.
you would feel? You see how I patched up because I had a bit of an accident in my garden,
Okay.
right?
gardening is dangerous. Okay, just
I know,
be sure. Okay,
that's
just
it.
know,
It's no more
Cleaning's
for me.
dangerous,
Oh,
I reckon.
absolutely.
No, I'll carry on with the
Cleaning.
cleaning. But the gardening, I think I'll leave it to Stephen. That's what's going to happen from now on. And
Stephen
picking-
looks so pleased out there in the cheap seats.
So honestly, I think give it a shot again
Okay.
if you want to.
Yeah,
If you want to give it a shot,
I
give it a
do.
shot.
I put it in a safe place. I'll find it.
I'll phone you every day and go, did you put a patch on? Aaron,
not bad.
Aaron, patch.
Oh, look, it's
That service.
well, that is absolutely.
I would do
Yeah,
that. Because
but it's
there's-
important that you follow through, right, on all of these.
You have
things.
to. There's a girlfriend of mine in Sydney that actually buys them. I've got to actually send her
Okay.
text messages
So
every now and
now-
again just to remind her.
Sorry to cut you short. I
Yes.
didn't mean to do that. Okay, so $100 for the pack, 99.99. Okay. How long?
USD.
How long? USD.
USD.
Okay, so $160 a go.
Australian,
Okay.
yeah.
Yes.
How long should that last me?
So it's going to last you. It's got 30, so it's a month's
A
supply.
month's supply. Okay.
And honestly, it's probably the greatest thing that I ever did. So I only used the X39 and the glutathione in the first month.
Right.
After that, I only used the X39 for the first 8 months.
Okay.
And once I saw the value in what that did,
Yeah.
I started to invest in every other sleeve. And all the sleeves target a different area.
Okay.
So every patch is for something different. So if you look at the Eon, for example, it's an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
It also helps kids that suffer from, say, a bit of anxiety
Right.
and depression. If they put a patch behind their right ear,
Yep.
it will calm their central nervous system down. So it's a very, very
Do you have to put the
beneficial.
patches on different areas
Yes.
for the different patching?
Yes, because it's and each little patch comes with a little booklet.
Okay.
And in the booklet, which I'll show you at the back, it's got the acupressure points, the puncture points. There you go. So you see that, and it tells you the preferred spots on
That's
where
brilliant.
to. It is. So myself, you can actually apparently put these patches anywhere, but these are the preferred ones because when they were doing their testing, those are the areas that were the preferred
Well, you can't put
ones.
them anywhere because I'm pretty sure they're in a cupboard and they're not working. So, you know.
Well,
Right,
there
at the
you go.
moment.
They won't work
So
on the
when you patch, you're saying every 12 hours.
Yeah.
So you would only patch for 12 hours, take it off, and then do you put the patch in the same spot
No,
for the next one?
no. So I would rotate
Okay.
myself. But there are people, Leanne, that I know that actually patch in the same place every day.
Okay, because I
Yes.
myself know that with X39, it's the back of the neck or below the belly button.
That's right.
Okay. What about this new one, X49? I don't know much about that one.
X49 is brilliant. It goes in the same two places at the back of your neck, the one day, and then the next day just below your belly button. And that peptide that it activates is for your bones.
Yep.
And that is what actually reversed my osteoporosis. It was
Really?
it was this patch,
Okay.
the X49.
So you've actually ended up saving money, I'm guessing.
Oh my God, like you cannot believe.
Yeah.
Because people don't realize, and I'll go back to the X49 now, I'll carry on. But I was on a plethora of supplements. And when I say a plethora, I was on like between 14 and 18 supplements a day.
Really?
I would take a very hardcore pharmaceutical and a painkiller. Now I'm on four supplements that I believe that I need to still stay on.
Yep.
But besides that, I'm not on anything else except my patches.
Wow.
And but going back to the X49, Leanne, because I do want to talk about it. It's not only for your bones. It's for muscle recovery. It's for vitality. It's for when you exercise. There's so many, and very good for your brain. So
Would
I'm
it be
gonna
good for people with Alzheimer's or dementia?
100%. A fantastic patch for Alzheimer's and dementia is going to be the X49
Okay.
and this one, the Elvira.
Oh, I've never heard of Elvira.
Yeah, Elvira is the more, you could say, cosmetic one.
How do you mean?
Well, it actually decalcifies your pineal gland.
Okay.
So you put it over there on your third eye.
Yep.
And it actually decalcifies because, from fluoride and everything else and all the chemtrails and everything, we're so full of,
Nasties.
and we dumb down.
Yeah.
So we need to decalcify that.
Okay.
And it also literally takes the lines off your face. It
Can I buy that by the
It
carton?
is.
You need it.
That
Yeah,
is
hello.
such
Start
a good
patching
one.
more than here,
This
buddy.
it's brilliant. This one is a great patch. But it's also very good for people who suffer from Alzheimer's and dementia. This
Okay.
one. So, and I've got to say, and I don't know if I can say it, about 5G. Can I say something?
We can say whatever you
Whatever
want.
you
We're
like.
Edge Radio Australia.
Exactly.
All right. Oh, great. So the X49 puts a Faraday cage around you
Okay.
for 5G.
Really?
Yes.
How do we back that up?
Well, it's all backed up. You go on. David Schmidt's got. I don't know anybody else that's got 200 patents, and he's got scientific evidence on everything because he's put everything through clinical trials.
Okay.
So this is not some hocus pocus guy that's just saying, "Hey, it does this and it does that."
Well,
but
that's
it
why I
doesn't.
asked the question.
No,
Yeah.
not to you, but to people out there that think that if you want the clinic, if you want to go and look at the scientific backing of it, David Schmidt has so much stuff,
Yeah.
in the back office to show you exactly what he's done.
For someone that you wouldn't have to use all of them, would you?
No. So I believe this is my belief. I've got all of them.
Mhm.
I do this as a business as well.
Sure.
So I've got all of them. But I don't use all of them every day.
Okay.
What I do is they are all tools in my toolkit
I like that.
for
Makes
when
sense.
I need them. But the ones that are the regular users are those for me. But everybody else is going to be different. And of course, the Elvira. I use this one at night. But I don't use those all every day. I use 2 of them religiously every day. And then, like I really need.
What's carnosine?
Carnosine is a wound healer.
Okay.
And I've got it on
Yeah.
my leg there. Okay. Because we don't know until tomorrow, we don't know what's gone on there. So I've got the wound healer on there just to help. And I've got the Eon, which is an anti-inflammatory. But the carnosine is not only a wound healer, it's very, very good for the heart muscle. And it's also good for the brain. It's also good for Alzheimer's. There's 3 of them actually that are really good for
That's
that.
fantastic. We're just going to take a very quick little break. Be back in
Ever felt lost online finding the right businesses?
Absolutely, like a needle in a haystack.
Introducing the Worldwide Awake Business Directory.
Tell me more.
It's your hub for businesses sharing your values. Discover eco-friendly products, socially responsible services, and more.
Count me in. I'll check it out straight away.
Find businesses aligned with your values on the Worldwide Awake Business Directory. Start making a difference with every purchase. What a great organisation. Should be part of that, the WABN. I happen to know the young lady involved with that, and she does an incredible job. Very hardworking, and you connect so many people. It's pretty wonderful.
Yes.
Yes,
Lisa,
you,
you do a
Aaron.
great job at that.
you do.
You do.
We love you. And we thank, for me personally, I just want to say this to Lisa. Lisa knows this. When I met Lisa in January 22, I'd already bought my piece of land down in the country, and all I wanted to do was get out of the big city.
Get that.
Right.
I understand.
Then I met this group, and it wasn't like I was it was a bittersweet moment for me.
Really?
They became my family.
Yeah. I
And
get that.
I was really sad to lose that, and I never wanted to lose that connection. So I've always tried to participate and
You have.
yes,
Yeah.
even from afar, I have
love that.
tried.
I had a bit of a thought actually today, and it's kind of linked to what you're saying. I literally thought about the fact that we should be starting a podcast or some sort of social media, and literally, I would title this "COVID Saved My Life."
Oh, yes.
Honestly, like
That
again,
would
we
be
talk about
amazing.
opportunity. Yeah, the reality is, it has put us so many of us in different directions, and in my case, I probably did save my life. Right?
Yeah.
Really, really important that we've actually put to ourselves in front of people who genuinely care about each other.
That's
And there's
it.
a real feeling of community that I hadn't seen for many, many years.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but it's a bond that you can't describe.
And now it's just gone bigger and better.
Yeah.
And with the collaboration that you two have is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm
we've
so
just
grateful.
a force to be reckoned with.
I've
We are a
always,
force to be reckoned with.
yeah, we've got there's this like real camaraderie in this group.
Yeah.
And you know what? A lot of us are doing MLMs. I just want to say this.
Yeah.
There's no jealousy. And because there's enough to go around for everybody.
What
There's
a
no
wonderful
jealousy.
point. This is something I really want to ram home to as many people who listen, right? And I come from a competitive sports background, right? Where, you go and it's all about winning, all right?
Yeah,
and you don't
it's
care who
not.
you step on to succeed, right? That's just the reality of it. You can play the nice guy, but that's really the reality of it. What I love about this through people's businesses and what we're doing and all of that is the fact that I would rather, I want to go up and up and up. I want to succeed, but I
Yeah.
want all these people to come with me.
Yes,
right?
that's
And every
exactly it.
opportunity I've got to help them make their way to their success, it makes me feel really,
A
really
rising tide vessel.
And it's
100%.
really interesting because on the MLM front, I never thought I would be ever a business owner of an MLM company
You're so
ever.
good at it.
And this is where there's that we need to raise up, as because we've all got Lisa, yourself, and myself. We all have part of an MLM,
Yeah, we all
and to rise up above what all those people keep saying about the pyramid schemes and stuff like
Yes, yes.
it's we're raising everyone else with it. And so by
Yeah.
making it more mainstream and talking about it and being able to actually bring this to people that actually need it, I think it's
Yes.
very important.
100%.
But
Yeah.
Leanne, there's the secondary part of this, which is the business side,
Yes,
which
it's amazing.
I just want to just touch on very briefly. So there's this amazing product.
Yeah.
And you've got an amazing
Can
product.
I just interrupt you? I'd love to know more about the water.
Okay. So the water, so the water is quite phenomenal. And what I've done is I've made a few notes
Okay.
in my diary
because it's brand new, isn't
because
it?
it's brand new, and I don't want to butcher what I'm going to say, because this company, I just got to tell you that I love LifeWave.
Yep.
Dr. John Harmon and Cheryl Diamond Murray have been phenomenal uplines,
Okay.
and they have looked after me so well. I don't want to butcher it, so can I have a little read here?
Yeah, of
of
course.
this?
Absolutely.
Lovely. So I'm going to just tell you a little bit about the water system. So it's an entirely new technology. It's coming out in April this year.
Oh, wow. This month.
Yes, but only the hierarchy, like there's 30 very top SPDs at LifeWave who are actually going to be gifted
Right.
these systems because they're amazing people. So they're going to be gifted the systems in April.
Okay.
In July, it's going to come to the American market. Next year, it will come through to Taiwan, Japan, and Europe. And hopefully in 2026, hopefully we're not sure, Australia will get a benefit out of this as well. Okay. But for everybody concerned, the system's going to cost $5,000 USD.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
It's a life changer, though. People don't understand this. So this new technology changes the properties of water. You drink the water, and the wavelengths of light that are responsible for longevity are released inside of your body. So the patches stimulate the skin with light. That's what the patches do.
Okay.
They stimulate the skin with light. And the X2O, because that's the water system, that's what it's called, the X2O. The water machine causes light to be released inside of the body. This, in turn, will trigger amazing regenerative response, and LifeWave has now currently just completed 6 clinical trials on it. So I do want to tell you that this is a process to take 6 different wavelengths of light that trigger the regenerative mechanism inside of the cells, placing the wavelength of light into the water. That's what he's doing. He's got 15 patents on it. No one else can touch this.
Good.
In an entirely new way, allowing those wavelengths to be of light. This is all about light. The whole thing is moving in. This is why, you know how the 2 earths are splitting? Dolores Cannon always spoke about the 2 earths. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't. I'm not on board on
Okay,
this
so
one.
Dolores Cannon, who was a quantum healer,
Okay.
always spoke about from 2012. She said that there's going to be 2 distinct earths, but we're going to still be in the one place. And what I think she means by that is you can already see it happening now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
People are in 2 different camps.
Very much so. Yeah.
3D.
And this camp, the camp of
Lovely.
David Schmidt, is the camp of light.
Okay.
Light, love, and goodness to humanity. This man is such a good man. He's a godly man. He's a really good man. Look, I know not all godly people are good, but this man is a good, godly man.
Well, all
And-
godly people are
Yes,
good.
that's
Just
right.
not
It's-
all people that say that they are godly.
Great point.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. So I want to just tell you that I just want to talk about three studies. The first study that David did with the water was biochemistry. Okay. So your metabolism increased, collagen production improved, muscle protein synthesized. There was an elevation of the NAD, which is linked to age reversal. So this is the big thing with the water. It's about age reversal. So that was the first study, and he did it with a whole lot of people. The second, and by the way, they did urine testing, blood. They were using infrared, heart rate variability. That's all the things. The second water study that they did was about the electrical flow in the body, the electrical flow, which you'll know about. And what they saw in this study, in the people that they gave the water to drink, improvements in the flow of electrical in the body,
Right.
energy in every single organ of the body, which I think is phenomenal.
That's incredible.
Inflammation goes down, arthritic pain goes down, blood flows, cognition. This is unbelievable. And the people, do you know how long it took? 15 seconds.
No way.
15 seconds, I kid you not, because I am going to actually link David Schmidt. He's doing a talk on it.
Yep.
And he says it in the talk. So,
So,
I urge everybody, I'm going to upload it
Yep.
to the
WABN,
yes,
group,
I'm gonna put it onto, which I always call the Perth Awaken group still.
You can call it whatever you wish.
And I'm gonna let everybody they need to go and have a look at it, and they can see for themselves.
So
This
what
is
does
phenomenal.
this water unit look like? Is it
It looks like some of the other water units.
Okay.
You know,
so how
it's-
much does it hold?
No,
No, it
it's not
filters
about
through.
what
It comes
it's not-
through the
yes.
tap into a machine.
Oh,
It-
okay.
Very similar to what Kangen would be, I would
It
presume.
takes 45 minutes for it to actually do
Exit.
this thing that it needs to do.
But it comes from the tap.
It comes from the tap, but it is amazing. Everything filters, and all the light that is infused and put in comes out in this water that you're drinking. And as you drink this water, I'm not joking. I want to actually link that video of David Schmidt actually doing an interview with, I think it's a very top guy from LifeWave, and then watch it. It is incredible. And to be honest with you, at the last year's conference in October last year, all the SPDs, senior presidential directors, got the chance to actually have a glass of it. And they did a video on it. They actually did their take on it. And I should actually post that.
Yeah, I'd love to have
Because
a
that
look.
was
Good to have the link.
incredible.
Well,
That
I
is
think
incredible.
I've got an idea, Aaron. I think that Edge Radio Australia needs to invest in one of these units. And
Oh,
then every
really?
time we have presenters and guests come in, we'll just fill up our bottles for the week.
Great idea. Look at
Yeah.
that.
How long
Great
does it
idea.
last
We
once
might
it's
not
been
recognise Aaron, though. He
dispensed?
might be be the little boy sitting in the
lasts-
corner.
In
That'll be
this-
right.
if you-
Reverses the
no,
age
in your
that way.
body.
No.
Okay.
What I want to know is how long does it last if you decanter it?
Decanter.
Yes.
Well,
Into-
I don't know that, Leanne. I've got to be
Oh,
honest.
we
I
need
don't
to,
know that.
yeah.
But I will
Because if
find out
he
for you.
invests in one, we
Yes.
are coming with our order.
Oh, with your canisters. With your
Oh.
canisters.
I just see you out there with the ute with a 44-gallon drum. Away
okay.
you go.
Zazen,
Okay.
see you later.
You know what? You know what?
Zazen.
You know what?
I know, I love Zazen
Aaron,
drink.
Aaron, as usual, they rot in you. You buy the system, they rot you. Oh, my
Oh, I
God.
think they look after me.
Yeah.
Really. I think so. I
Good.
think so.
Cool. I thought I was going to have to look after you.
Oh, you do.
I've got
You
an
do.
original
Trust me, yeah.
artwork
I mean,
out there. It's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I know.
It's worth a water
You-
system,
we
Aaron.
know.
So can I just finish off by telling you
Absolutely.
the last study they did, they did the following test, which was a data measurement
Okay.
and they used these things, a BioWell, which is a physio suite, which is a heart rate variability. That's what it does. The BioWell is electrical properties of the body. That's what they're looking at. Well, after the people have drank
Sure.
this water.
Yep.
There's a biopulsar, which is for your electrical in different organs of your body. Then there's a Doppler imaging, which is for your blood flow,
Okay.
your blood flow in your body. That's what they're looking at. near-infrared photos, Omron body composition, your vitals, your bloods, your glucose, and your CO2 measurements. Well, can I just say this to you? Over 100 statistically significant changes in the body and positive changes in every major organ group.
It's a big call.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's more to this, and I can't get into it, but he's bringing 2 supplements called citrulline and...
So why would you need anything else if the
no,
water's
you
that
don't.
good?
No, you can have it on its own,
Okay.
but if you want to even get more bang for your buck, and you really don't, you don't have to buy the other
I don't
supplements.
know. That sounds pretty good on its own.
I know it is. It is. I don't know how to pronounce this word, so I'm going to try.
Give it a whack.
How do you spell it?
So, SUL, sulforaphane. That's what it is.
Sulforaphane.
Sulforaphane. Thank you.
That sounds good.
Sulforaphane. So these 2 supplements, yes, you can use that.
Yeah.
You know what they've done, Lisa? They've done the ordinary tests of people just drinking the water, and they've got this 100% fantastic result. And then they've done it with these 2 things, and they've got even a better result.
Mm-hmm.
The guy is a genius. Let me just tell you that in the future, he's bringing out something electrical where you can use this in your home and then sell to the grid. It's like an electricity thing. I don't know too much about it, but that's only coming out in a few years' time. Do you know how
There's a lot going on
fantastic?
there.
Do you know how
This is what
fantastic that
happens.
is? No
Yeah.
more synergy, no more Western power.
Be nice
Bye,
to say goodbye to
guys.
them. Exactly right.
See, this is what happens though. Like they do all this research. You don't hear about it because it takes years.
Yes.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
Yes.
It takes
Yes.
years of research and
Yes.
development and going through all of these different things.
And all the
So,
bureaucracy.
yeah, and all the boxes they've got
Oh.
to tick. It's just
They've got to
ridiculous.
do
20 years
so
to become
many.
an overnight success. Right?
So many.
There you are.
Is that
Do
how
you
long
know
it took
what?
you? No?
Do you know what, Aaron? They would not allow the X49 into Australia. Do you know that
What?
Australia was the only country in the world,
Yep.
90 countries that LifeWave goes into, 90. And Australia was the only country in the world that would
TGA,
not allow
what
the
can you
X49 in.
Oh, wow.
But they did. They came to the TGA capitulated
Right.
on the
It's
16th of January this year.
It's
So
more
what?
difficult
Oh.
to bring in, and this is my understanding, a supplement than it is to bring something that's topical into Australia.
Oh, doesn't
Well, we
surprise
learnt
me.
that
Mm.
only a few years ago.
Very much so. Guess what, everyone? We have so run out of time.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been a bit naughty, as we
Good
always
timing.
are every week. Go over time.
Thank you for watching,
Yeah,
everyone.
absolute
Yes.
pleasure. Fantastic.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for
Oh,
having me.
that's so
Thank you for having
Completely
me.
our pleasure. And for me, as a person who watched TV in the 80s, it's just a pleasure to meet Elvira.
No, it's not Elvira. Do you know that?
No, okay.
It's Elvira.
Elvira.
It's Italian.
Oh, so
Aaron.
you just blew on my gag, but never mind. Fine.
It's not
I used to,
Oh,
Elvira.
when
Jesus.
it's read, when it's written, it looks like Elvira. Elvira.
I
I
remember that.
don't
Oh my
even know who Elvira
She got a teenage boy through the 80s. I'm
Yeah.
just
Oh
saying.
my God.
Okay, it's-
And is this still ticking? Is it
Yeah,
still?
of course it
absolutely,
is.
absolutely.
Great. You know why? Because my American team will love that.
Is that
Because
right?
they used to call me Elvira, and then I told them I'm Elvira.
Well, there you go. Well,
Let's-
absolute pleasure having you. Full stop.
Thank you.
was
Thank you all for everything today. But we are out of here. This has been The One Thing here on Edge Radio
Thank you
Australia.
so much, everyone.
Thank you.